Back once again. As always, I just want to double check that everything is recording and audio is going through, because the amount of times that I've done a live, gone to look at the comments and there's no audio, you'd think I wouldn't make the same mistake twice. Therefore, we have to check these things. But anyway, I'm Ollie Matthews, health coach, functional medicine, healthcare provider, nutrition therapist to some of the world's leading entrepreneurs. And I was speaking with a client yesterday that we've been working with for about 3, maybe 4 months max. And he came to me and he said, like, I'm struggling with my health. He's watched some of my presentations and he tried some of the things that I'd implemented, but it wasn't that he was getting the results. He'd looked at my sleep presentation, my brain fog presentation. He'd even been to one of my talks here in Norwich, and he wanted some extra help, the accountability. And we got chatting yesterday, a few months down the line, and he said that there's some consistency with the clients that you work with. And I can see that from your testimonials, which is all good. But some of the things he came to me for are the signs that people are burning out. And I don't know whether you suffer from these at all, but struggling to sleep through the night, either struggling to get to sleep, struggling to stay asleep, or struggling to wake up feeling some energy. Therefore, relying on caffeine in the morning and then having brain fog and energy dips later in the morning or in the afternoon. And then you go to put your head down on the pillow and you feel wired but tired. And you just cannot get to sleep because you're constantly overthinking. You're unable to switch off from work. Not only this, he kept snapping at his wife. And he didn't like that. The relationship wasn't as it used to be. And the last thing he was saying, like, this isn't something I really want to focus on, but I have struggled to drop weight in the past. So if we can drop weight, great. Well, we went deep into it and we looked at what he was actually doing. We didn't focus on exercise. We worked on routine, getting the right nutrition throughout the day, getting hydration, and making sure his morning and evening routine weren't adding extra stress unnecessarily. Because there's so many things that we do as individuals, as business owners, as entrepreneurs, whatever we want to call ourselves, that add stress unnecessarily. And we don't even realize we're doing them. One of the things that when we go to clean our teeth at night and we may be in a dark room and all this sort of stuff, and we flick on the bathroom light and this real bright light comes on and just wakes us up and we get that second wind. So that's something that we did switch to have lower light in the evening. But we looked into the consistency, and he knew a few of my clients as well. And so what's the consistency that we've got and why have they come to you? Well, the most successful clients that I've worked with, there are 6 things that really, really make a massive difference. The first one is they have a plan. We look at exactly where they're at and where they want to be, and we look at the steps in order to get them there. And we don't just chuck everything in there at once, because that's just setting someone up for failure. We make sure that we build it one step at a time, that we're going to look at this, we're going to add these supplements in, or change this with nutrition, or change this with your routine, see what the difference is, and then stack on top of that. Then we might then stack something else on top of that in 2 weeks' time. We don't just chuck everything in, because even though I may know that these things are going to help further down the line, we need to build those foundations first off in order to help them move forward with their health and get their focus, get their brain health back, get rid of that brain fog, and get them further away from burnout. Because at the moment, again, like when people come to me, that they're overwhelmed because they've tried so many things. And when they come to me, they are just totally focused and saying, look, enough is enough. I've tried to Google it. I've tried this program. I've tried doing that program. I've tried training hard. I've tried not training. I've tried sleep meditations. I've tried nootropics. I've tried all these different medications to help myself and my body focus and be healthy, but it's not working. Now they're totally focused on taking that advice. So they've got a plan and they've become focused. And what they don't then do is jump around from goal to goal. Because so many people, I used to be a sucker for it as well, is that I would start doing something. This is why I had a coach all the time through my training days. Even though I was personal training people, I don't personal train now. I actually work as a health coach and work on the functional medicine, the nutrition therapy side of things. But when I was personal training, I had a trainer myself, and I have mentors now just to keep me focused. Because what I find a lot of people do, and I see this with some of my friends in the entrepreneurial world and some of the networking events we attend, is that they'll be doing one thing and then something else will come along and they have this kind of ADHD symptom that, I mean, I have ADHD myself, but they just go from shiny object to shiny object. And they do 5% of this program, 5% of that, 5% of that, 5% of that, and have this whole cocktail that isn't getting them results. And they get more and more frustrated. So they don't think it's worked. So they jump around to the next program. And this is what we look to work on, is that, look, we're going to work for a minimum of this 6 months. And we're going to do these things in that 6 months. And I'm going to get you to your goal, provided you do the work, provided you trust, and we move you forward one single step at a time. So they're not consistently jumping around. Another thing they do is that they're not afraid to ask for help. I was in Colombia speaking in July at my client Ron Reich's event, and it was amazing when I actually said that when we've done this sharing circle, we're in the rainforest and Ron's sharing that I'm the longest coach that he's ever worked with, like the longest duration, not like the longest, that's a bit random, but the longest duration that he's ever worked with a coach. We've been working together since 2015. And he's there asking me for help when he needs it. And that's what I'm there for, the accountability and also the backing him up to make sure he's doing the right thing. And I noticed this with the most successful clients, is that not just with their health, they're asking for help with it, but they may look super successful on the outside, that they're going 7 or 8 figures in their business, but they're still asking for help and guidance with different mentors. And that's the way they get their results. And one big thing, so the 5th thing, is that they're not making excuses or being the victim. They know that they're the one that's pushed their health to the side. And one of the things that I do say to people is that we're not responsible for the things that we've been through necessarily. If you've been through trauma, like I know I've been through a lot of trauma in my life, I'm not responsible for that trauma. But it's up to me if I choose to be a victim to that trauma right now or change my thinking to move forward. It's up to me if I let that hold me back or change my thinking. I'm not responsible for that, but I am responsible for the actions I take to move forward from today. And that's something which a lot of people struggle to get results because we're still blaming things on the past. Well, we cannot change the past. It would be great if we could. We could change so many different things. I could bring my dad back from the dead. It would be amazing to change the past, but we can't do that. So instead, what I choose to do myself is know that I lost my dad when I was 15. He had migraines, suffered from stress, and had a stroke, and he was 47 years old. Wasn't overweight, didn't drink too much, just stressed. And I know that I'm being so aligned to move myself forward by focusing on adding the positivity into the world, with helping people not have to go through what my dad went through with stress, and helping children not have to go through what I went through, losing a parent at 15. And that is what I choose to make the positive out of that horrible thing that I've been through, which created a lot of trauma amongst other things when I was growing up. And it's our decision to stop making excuses and to move forward. Yes, you may be in this position, which is frustrating that you've been in this position, that your health is not where you want it to be, that you're getting brain fog, that you've got signs of burning out, you're not sleeping through the night, you're forgetting things, you're getting cold hands and feet. But it's up to you if you want to move forward, because you can move forward. You absolutely can move forward with your health if you choose to do so. And the last thing that they know is that I'm here to save them time. As I've said, previously they would have been switching from program to program and not necessarily being consistent with this because they'd done a couple of weeks and it didn't work, and then they moved on to the next one. I'm here to know exactly what to do with them and to save them time in the long run. This isn't a 4-week transformation or a 6-week transformation. I'm not talking about saving time in that, but over the 6 months that I work with people, they're going to get amazing results that they wouldn't have been able to achieve on their own for 2, 3, 4 years, because they kept hopping around and keeping those same consistent mistakes going. And that's something we work with. So when someone comes to me, I know that it is my job with their health to stop their frustrations, to stop them not being able to focus, to stop them waking up through the night, to stop them just staring at the ceiling, not able to get back to sleep, to stop them from not being able to have the confidence in their own skin. It's my job to do that. And I have to know and provide certainty that we're going to do that, which we absolutely do from the process of signing up. I have multiple questionnaires that tell me exactly where this person is currently at. Tells me where their brain health is at, where their gut health is at, where their sleep is at, and where their routine is at. So we can piece together these pieces of the puzzle to allow them to move forward one single step at a time. And it's my job to know exactly where their central nervous system is at and how we're going to move them forward. Because if someone comes to me and they've got this history of stress, they've got this history of not being able to focus, of waking up through the night, and I go and smash them with a hard exercise program, that's not going to benefit them. If I go and do something really restrictive with dieting that deprive them of calories, that's not going to benefit them. If we go and have this really unrealistic routine, that's not going to benefit them. We have to build up slowly. I have to know exactly where someone's central nervous system is at, where their stress levels is at, where their history, their roadmap to get them where they are today, where they have been and where they are now, to allow me to program in what we need to do health-wise, with our nutrition, with our supplement protocol, with our routine, with our movement, in order to get them there. And in doing this, I've become one of the sought after coaches to help people with this all around the world. And if you are struggling with any of these things, if you are struggling with brain fog, with burnout, that you're just seeing these signs of it, take some action. I've got a 21-day brain fog blitz, which is going to be videos over 3 weeks, which is $97. Just $97 for you to get all the videos into a program. You can see all the information. There's a PDF in there to help you on the way through, and you can implement these things as you wish to. If you want information about that, drop me a message. Otherwise, if you want to talk further about how we can take your body to see where your central nervous system is currently at, to move it forward, to get rid of the brain fog, to get you performing optimally once again, making sure burnout is a thing of the past, drop me a message or go to www.ojayhealth.com/virtual coffee and book in for a call with me. And we'll just go through. I'll send you a questionnaire beforehand and I'll tell you where I can help you, where I can move you forward with your health. And I'll just be 100% honest with it. And if you sign up, great. If you don't, hopefully you get something from that call that will allow you to still move forward with your health. You do not need to be frustrated with these things. You can move forward.